Hello students. In the previous video, we learned what is linear programming problem. What we are going to do in a linear programming problem. Clear? In brief, if I tell you, we are considering here two important terms. One important term we are coining here is profit, and another important term we are using here is cost. If I'm a retail shopkeeper, these two things, not even a retail shopkeeper, if I am running a supermarket or a wholesale market, if I'm running, so these two terms are very important for me, cost and profit. Profit means I need to earn more and more, as much as possible I want to earn. That means I need to maximize my profit. I need to maximize my profit. And when cost is involved, I need to spend very less amount. I do not want to spend a single penny. I want to spend as little as possible. As little as possible. Little means small as possible, as minimum as possible. So what we are going to do here is minimize. So dear friends, in a linear programming problem, for every problem, if it is related to profit, we are going to maximize the profit. If it is related to cost, we are going to minimize the cost. And if we want to use a single term for these two, maximize and minimize, is called optimization. Optimize. Optimize means if you are talking about profit, you need to maximize it. If you are talking about cost, you need to minimize it. Simple concept. Okay. So before I start linear programming problem, there are various terms that are involved in the LPP, the short form of linear programming problem. What is the first term? First term is objective function. What we do in objective function? Number one, objective function is denoted by Z, and there are two things we are doing. Either we are maximizing Z or we are minimizing Z. Clear? Is equal to C1x1 plus C2x2 plus C3x3. We are taking three variables only. What is x1, x2, x3? x1, x2, x3 are the decision variables. What do you mean by decision variables? If you focus on the previous video, I talk about two things. One, I talk about the laptop problem. Another, I talk about the tailoring problem. In the laptop problem, we buy two type of laptops, A and B. So number of A type of laptops is denoted by X1. That is the first decision variable. And number of B type of laptops we buy, it is a second decision variable. And if we talk about tailoring problem, so number of days we are allowing tailor 1, tailor A, that is X1. Number of days we are allowing tailor B is X2. So these are the decision variables. And what is the C1, C2, C3? These are the means if we are talking about profit, so this is the profit. If we are talking about the cost, so C1, C2, C3 are the cost. So basically the C1, C2, C3 are the profit on decision variables X1, X2 and X3 type of products. Profit oblique cost. This is the objective function. Number two, we study constraints. What do you mean by constraints? Constraints means limitations. While we are doing any business, we always have constraints. The best example, if you want to listen here, in the laptop problem, there was a constraint of money. We have only 1,500 real. In the tailoring shop, we have constraints of days because we need to complete the order in 7 days only. Another, if we are talking about our subject, I have a constraint. I need to complete your mathematics for business course in 15 weeks. So this is the constraint. I need to finish in 15 weeks. Clear? So there are variety of constraints available. A space constraint like tailoring shop. I can allow only 2 tailors in my shop because it is small. So a space problem is there. Cash means money problem is there. I have limited cash. Number 3 is labor problem is there. I can say I need to make a home for me. So I have labor only 5 people or 6 people or 10 people. I cannot have 100 people. Clear? So limitation of the labor and limitation of the time. Everywhere constraints. If I'm making a house, so I will give 6 month time to the contractor. So the contractor need to finish my home in 6 months only. So whatever business we are doing, whatever problem we are studying, everywhere limitations are there. Clear? So limitations are of what type? A1 x1 plus A2 x2 plus A3 x3. And we may use, either you may use greater than equal to, you may use equal, or you may use less than equal. Clear? In our course, we have 2 type of problem: greater than equal, less than equal. No equal type problems. Clear? And here is B1. This is the constraint. Clear? Now, during the questions, you will learn what is A1, what is A2, what is A3, and what is B1. Okay. And the third, the most important constraint is non-negative restrictions. What do you mean by non-negative restrictions? Non-negative restrictions means what type of value decision variables can take. If we are talking about the decision variable x1, x2, x3, these 3 variables. So like laptops, number 1, we will not buy laptop. So it is equal to 0. We are not buying any laptop. Or we are buying laptop. Buying laptop means maybe 1 buy, 2 buy, 3 buy. So it is greater than 0. So there are 2 options: equal to 0 and greater than 0. So we are mixing these 2. So both the, not both, all the 3 variables x1, x2, x3 should be 0 or greater than 0. That means they must be non-negative. These are the non-negative restrictions. So my dear friends, these are the 3 terms involved in any linear programming problem. Okay. Now we will solve 3-4 examples so that we can understand what we are going to do in this. Okay. So this is example number 1. While solving examples, you need to focus on the decision variables. What are the decision variables? What we need to find out? If you read the line 1, a retailer of satellites receivers means there is a shopkeeper. Retailer means shopkeeper. He is buying 2 type of satellite receivers. What are the types? Type A and type B. Clear? If you read the last line, how many receivers of each type should be purchased? What do you mean? My meaning is the retailer, the shopkeeper wants to buy 2 type of receivers, type A and type B. And the question is, how many receivers of type A should buy? How many receivers of type B should buy? So dear friends, these are the decision variables. What? Number of A type receivers is equal to, let it is x1, and number of B type receivers is equal to x2. Number of A type receivers, number of B type receivers. And then after deciding that these are the decision variables, then make a small table. And what we are going to do in this table? In this table, we are going to write everything. This is A type receivers. How many A type receivers? X1. This is B type receivers. How many B type receivers? It is X2. Now read the next line. Type A receiver cost means here cost. First line is we are writing for cost. So A type receiver cost is 36 real and B type receiver cost is 24 real. This is clear. Now there is another condition. The retailer knows he cannot sell more than 20 sets. So here this one plus this one, it is equal to 20. Both the types X1 and X2, both he cannot sell more than 20. More than 20 means it cannot greater than, it cannot equal, it is less than, means cannot sell more. More means he can sell only maximum 20. It may be 19, it may be 18. So we are using less than equal. Clear? Also, he cannot afford to pay more than 576 real. That means here the amount will be 576. This is the maximum limit of the amount, 576. Okay. Now read another line. His expectation that he would get a profit of 5 real on type A receiver. Clear? So we will make another line, and that line is profit. How much profit here? Here is 5 real profit and here is 4 real profit on B type of sets. So now we are writing the linear programming problem. What? He needs to maximize his profit, total profit. Profit is always maximized. So the objective function will be written first, maxZ. MaxZ, and MaxZ equals to what? It will be related to cost. If the cost of one A type of receiver is 5, how many receivers? X1. So the cost will be 5x1 plus the cost means profit on one B type of receiver is 4 real. Total how many receivers? X2. So it is 5x2. Sorry. 4x2. So this is the objective function. Now subjective to, what is the subject? Now the constraints, 36x1. Why? Because the cost of one A type of receiver is 36. How many receivers? X1. So total cost will be 36x1 plus the total cost of X means B type of receivers, and this cost cannot cross 576. This is, and similarly both type of receivers can be at most 20. So dear friends, these two are the constraints. And the last, either you will purchase or you will not purchase. That means X1 and X2 both will be greater than equal to 0. These are non-negative restrictions. These are the three things of the question. And dear friends, this is called formulation. So this you can say is the formulation. Formulation means mathematical form of the given problem. This problem. having this solution. Okay. Now another problem. What is this? This is in a factory, two type of products A and B are manufactured. We are producing two type of products A and B. And what is the last line? Find the number of production of each type. Means you need to find how many A type of products manufactured and how many B type of product manufactured. So these are our decision variable. Number of product A manufactured is equal to x1 and number of B product manufactured is equal to x2. This is clear. So let us make the table. Okay, so this is A type of product and the quantity is x1. This is B type of product and the quantity is x2. This is okay. Let's start the another line. These products are manufactured on three machines M1, M2, M3. So this is M1 machine, this is M2 machine, and this is M3 machine. These products are manufactured on three machines. Clear? The time required to make the product A. Listen, if we are making A type of product, it is taking 7 hours on machine M1, 8 hours on machine M2, and 12 hours on machine M3. Similarly, if we are talking about B product, it is taking 5 hours on machine B, means machine M1, 4 hours on machine M2, and 4 hours on machine M3. Clear? If we read the line, another line, the maximum time available. Maximum time available. It is the maximum. Maximum means it is the limit. It can less than, but it is maximum. Maximum 500 hours, maximum 540 hours, and maximum 480 hours on machine M1, M2, M3. Okay. The profit on product A is 5 real. Look, now here is the profit. 5 real profit here and 8 real profit on B type of product. Clear? So write a linear programming problem to get the maximum profit. Formulate the linear programming problem. How you can formulate? Clear? So first we are writing, because maximum profit, so we will write max Z equal to, here is 5 real profit on one A type of product. There are total X1 type, X1 products. So 5X1 plus 8X2. This is the objective function. Now subject it to, subject to. Clear? Now 7 hours the product A is taking on machine M1. So 7X1, because X1 products are there, plus 5X2, and it is less than equal to 500. This is similarly 8X1 plus 4X2 less than 540, and the last one is 12X1 plus 4X2 less than equal to 480. So this is the objective function. This is these three are the constraints, and last one is whether we will manufacture the product A or we will not manufacture the product A. So x1 and x2 are greater than equal to 0. So dear friends, this is from here to here. This is the mathematical formulation of this problem. Please practice this question again and again. Okay, move to another problem. Okay, this problem, the third one, example 3. A bank employee is assigned to attend customers. If we go to bank, definitely one employee from the bank immediately come to you and ask, what you want? You want to open an account? You want a debit card? You want a credit card? You need a car loan? What you need? Clear? So there was a bank employee, and this bank employee was doing two jobs. One, he was talking about the credit card and he was talking about the car loan. So there are two things. Clear? Credit card and car loan. Okay. It takes him 20 minutes to attend. Means he is taking 20 minutes to attend a credit card customer and 40 minutes to attend a car loan customer. If he works for 6 hours a day, this is the constraint. He has a target of not exceeding, means not more than 12 a day. That means he will attend only 12 customers. Clear? Formulate an LPP to maximize the income. If the bank employee is getting 3 real incentive on credit card and 2 real incentive on car loan. That means what? There are two decision variables here. Number is the number of customers for credit card. Number of customers for credit card is equal to x1. Number of customers for car loan is equal to x2. And if this is, let us make the table. Immediately go to the table. The process is very, very simple, my dear friends. So write, this is credit card customer. And how many customers? X1. This is car loan customers. And how many car loan customer? It is X2. This is the concept. Credit card and car loan. Okay. So first, if we take about time, how much time he's taking? He's taking 20 minutes for credit card and 40 minutes for car loan. 20 and 40. Clear? And he's saying he works for 6 hours a day. Maximum 6 hours. So maximum means it will be the less than. He cannot work 7 hours or 8 hours. He will work 6, 5, 4 like this one. 6 hours, because this time is in minutes, so we need to change 6 hours in minutes, and 6 hours in minutes is 6 into 60, so 360 minutes. Okay. Now another thing is that the credit card customers here plus the car loan customer cannot cross 12 from the not exceeding, so it will be less than 12. This is the another condition. Okay. Now incentive. What incentive he is getting? Incentive means you can say profit. What profit he is getting? Profit means he will get 3 real for a credit card customer and 2 real for a car loan customer. Okay. Now we writing the formulation. Maximize his income. So it is max Z equals to 3x1 plus 2x2. 3x1 plus 2x2. Okay. Subject to. Now write the time constraint. It is 20 total are x1, 40, total are 40x2, and this should not cross 360 minutes. This is the condition. Okay. Another condition is total number of customers for both credit card as well as car loan cannot cross 12 in a day. And it is not necessary you will get customer every day. Sometimes you may get customer, sometimes you may not get customer. So either x1 or x2 will be 0 or greater than 0. That's all. This is the formulation of the linear programming problem. This one. This is the formulation of this theoretical problem. So this is the mathematical form. It is objective function. These two are the constraints, and this is the non-negative restriction. This is okay. Move to example number 4. This finished. Okay, 4 is this one. Okay. Now I'm just writing directly the answers, because if I discuss every question, it will be a big video. So here he's talking in this question. If you will read, he's asking for two type of foods, two type of different foods. Clear? So what he needs, he needs how much food E is required and how much food F is required. So number of food F, not first E, is equal to x1, and number of food F type is x2. If you will see the table, this is so E type of food, what is the quantity? X1. F type of food, what is the quantity? It is X. Clear? Now let us see. 1 unit of food E contains 2 units of vitamin A, 2 units of vitamin A and 3 units of vitamin B. 3 units of vitamin B. Food F contains 4 units of vitamin A and 2 units of vitamin B. This is 1 unit of food cost is 500 paisa. So cost is 500 paisa. So we change it into real 0.500 and 250 paisa for the another food. So it is 0.250. Clear? The minimum daily requirement for a person for vitamin A is 40 units. This is the minimum requirement. Minimum daily requirement. It is not maximum, it is minimum. Minimum means now it will be greater than 40. Similarly, the minimum requirement of vitamin B is greater than 50. This is assuming we can take any amount of vitamin A as it is not harmful. Clear? Now we'll read the problem. What we are going to do? Find out the optimal mixture of food E and F at the minimum cost. Okay, minimum cost. So this is not a maximization problem. It is a minimization problem. Min Z. Clear? You need to minimize the cost. So what is the cost of one type of E food? It is 500. And how many types we are making? X1 numbers. Quantity is X1. And similarly 0.250 X2. This is subject to what are the conditions? That is 2x1 plus 4x2 is greater than equal to 40 and 3x1 plus 2x2 is greater than equal to 50. And what are the conditions? Non-negative restrictions. It is x1 greater than 0 or x2 greater than equal to 0. So this is the formulation of this question, my dear friends. This is the linear programming problem, or you can say mathematical formulation of the given problem. Here, this is the objective function. These two are constraints, and this is non-negative restrictions. This is okay. Let us solve the fifth problem. Total 6 problem we are going to study. A soft drink company. Soft drink means like we have cold drinks, like you can say Pepsi. A Pepsi company having two bottling plants. Two bottling plants means where they are making bottles. Black Pepsi, orange, white, lemon. There are so many type of brands. Clear? One located at P. Let us say it is Ibri. One located at Ibri, P location. Another located at Q. This is, let us say, Sur. So the Pepsi bottling plant, Pepsi soft drink company having two bottling plants. One is located at Ibri, another is located at Sur. Clear? And they are making three type of product. Product A, let us say black cold drink. B type of product, let us say orange type of product, let us say lemon type of product. 3 A, B, C type of products. At B plant, P plant, in Ibri plant, they are making 3000 bottles of A product, 1000 bottles of B product, and 2000 of C type of products daily, every day, because he's using the word per day. Per day means every day. Similarly, the bottling plant at Sur is manufacturing, it's preparing 1000 bottles of A product, 1000 bottles of B product, and 6000 bottles of C product. Clear? Now read the question in the end. How many days should the firm run each plant? Means how many days this plant P should run, how many days this plant Q should run. So it is number of days. So these are the decision variable. Number of days P plant is running is equal to x1. Number of days Q plant is running is equal to x2. These are the two things. Clear? Now a market survey indicates that in the month of May, there is a demand for 24,000 of A-type bottles, 16,000 of B-type of bottles, and 48,000 of C-type of bottles. A market survey indicate what? This is the demand. And whenever there is a demand, it is always greater than equal to 0. Demand means it may be more, but it cannot less than 24,000. So this is the demand, 24,000 of A type of bottles, 16,000 of B type of bottles, and 48,000 of C type of bottles. This is the demand. Okay, the operating cost. If cost is involved, it is a minimization problem. The operating cost per day of running plant P is 600 Omani Riyal and Q it is 400 Omani Riyal. So dear friends, this is the cost involved. Now you can write the formulation of the problem. It is minimum ZAD because you need to minimize the cost, production cost. If ZAD is the production cost, so you need to minimize it. And how much it is? 600 x1 plus 400 x2. Subjected to, there are three constraints: 3000 x1 plus 1000 x2, and it should be greater than 24,000. 1000 of x1 plus 1000 of x2 greater than 16,000. And the last one is 2000 of x1 plus 6000 of x2, and it is greater than 48,000. Why we are using greater than here? Please listen carefully. It is the demand. And whenever there is a demand, it is the minimum. It may more. So whenever it is minimum, so we use the word greater than. Okay. And non-negative restrictions, either we will make X1 type of bottles, we will make B type of bottles, or we will make C type of bottles, or we will not make. These are the three non-negative restrictions. So this is example number 5. Now we are moving towards the last question. And what is the last question? If you read this question, this is an exercise problem. If you read this, a factory manufacturing two type of articles, A and B. There are two type of articles. Clear? If you read the last line, how many of each kind should be produced? So very clear from the first line and the last line, what are the decision variables? He's talking a factory manufacturing two type of articles, A and B. In the last line, he's saying how many of each kind should be produced. How many? That means number of A type of articles is equal to x1, and number of B type of articles is equal to x2. Simply start making the table. Okay, this is A type of product and the quantity we are making is x1. This is B type of product and quantity we are making is x2. These are the two things. Okay. Now listen. Now to manufacture article A. Read the question. There are two things required. A certain machine is required. So machine has to worked for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Means to manufacture article A, the machine has to work 1 hour 30 minutes. So let us change it into minutes. 60 plus 30, it is 90 minutes. So machine is taking 90 minutes to manufacture product A. And in addition, oh, that means not only machine is required, craftsman also required. So it is craftsman also required, and craftsman has to work for 2 hours. 2 hours means 120 minutes. 120 minutes. Clear? Similarly, the article B, machine has to work 2 hours and 30 minutes. 2 hours and 30 minutes means 150 minutes. And craftsman has to work 1 hour and 30 minutes. 1 hour and 30 minutes means 90 minutes. Okay. In a week, the factory can avail 80 hours of machine. That means if we want to use machine, we can use machine only for 80 hours. So this is the maximum limit. Maximum limit means it will be less than equal to. Can avail of 80 hours means you can avail 80 hours, but you cannot go beyond 80. You cannot use 81 hours or 82 hours. This is the maximum limit. That's why we are using less than. And 80 hours, if you will change into minutes, it will be 4,800 minutes. And similarly, Craftsman, you can use Craftsman for 70 hours. So this is the upper limit. You can use Craftsman for 70 hours only. And if you will change 70 hours in minutes, it is 4,200. Okay, these are the two things. Let us move next. The profit on each article A is, now this is profit. On article A is 5 Riyal and article B is 4 Riyal. Clear? If all the articles produced can be sold, clear? Maximize the profit per week. Because we are using data for week. In a week, the factory can avail 80 hours. So this is a week data. So he's asking maximum profit per week. So maximum profit means you need to maximize the profit Z. And how much it will be? Profit on one A type of product is 5 and total are X1 products. Similarly, 4x2 subject to, now you can use the constants 90x1 plus 150x2 and it is less than equal to 4,800. And similarly 120x1 plus 90x2, it is less than equal to 4,200. And what are the negative restrictions? Non-negative restrictions. Either you will manufacture A type of products or not manufacture A type of products. And same for either you will use, means you produce, you manufacture B type of products or you will not manufacture. This is the formulation of this problem as a linear programming problem. Clear? This is formulation. In the next video, we will learn how to solve these problems. Okay, thank you very much. Please listen these videos again and again. Solve exercise problems. If you face any difficulty, write to me in chat box. Shukran.